What you see is what you get. Or if I titled it right on this video here, it's just W.Y.S.I.W.Y.G. What you see is what you get. Hey, we're living in a world right now where so many people are trying to pretend. It's a world of pretenders. It's a phony world where everybody's trying to project the best qualities that they have. You know what? Everybody's just faking it at some level. It's a world of phoniness. And here's a quote from one of my marketing mentors. He gave this to me in his book here. I'll read it to you. Oh, it's actually a Dr. Seuss quote. So think about that. This is actually a quote from Dr. Seuss, but my marketing friend put it in his book. It just says, "Be who you are, say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter won't mind." So my marketing friend, he put, "This is sound business advice that most business owners, entrepreneurs, advertisers, and marketers do not understand. They deny it, mostly out of fear. They never follow it, which is good news for those of us who do." And Dr. Seuss, his real name was Ted Geisel, Geisel, did not intend it as business advice, but that doesn't devalue it as such. "My richest clients live it." This is my friend talking about it. His richest clients live this principle. "Others who never come close to what they could be suffer from being timid. They're controlled by their fears. They are afraid of being disapproved, and they have the erroneous belief that they can't just be their true selves." So look, it's be who you are, say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter won't mind. So look, let's just talk about the people that won't matter. Look, I've often said, as I get older, I just strive to be myself. If you like me, great, because I like to be liked. If you don't like me, that's great too. At least, hopefully, you'll respect the fact that I'm not trying to play games here. Early on, back in the early 90s, when we were starting to do seminars, my mentor, Russ von Holscher, tried to get me to put a suit and tie on, and I did try it. I tried it, but I hated it. I felt like a big fake. So I'm up there with a suit and tie on, and I just felt so terrible. That's not who I am. And so Russ said, "Look, TJ, in the business world, people expect you to wear a suit and tie, or a tie at least. And if you're not going to do it, you should call yourself the Blue Jeans Millionaire. And just tell people that you refuse, you're just an average guy, and you refuse to wear a suit and tie." And look, I've seen, now that was the early 90s, and I like the whole Blue Jeans Millionaire, and it's been a great brand for me. People identify with me because I'm just an average person, and they see that if an average person like me can make millions of dollars, they can do it too. So it's been a great brand, so to say, for me. And yet now I see things relaxing in the business world now. I mean, with the advent of the internet or the World Wide Web, and I just see a lot of people now that have taken that to heart, so to say. So what Russ was telling me in the early 90s was kind of a bold idea back then. Hey, if you're not going to wear a suit and tie, you're going to try to, Oh, and by the way, one time we had a seminar. I forget how much. This is one of our early seminars. Guy wanted his money back. And, by the way, he was a local guy too. So he didn't pay any kind of real price to be there. We had the seminar, with some joint venture partners in another city. And he lived in that city. He was there for maybe half of a day, and then he left. Then he wants his money back. And here's what he said in his letter where he's asking for his money back. He goes, "I can't believe that I just attended a business event, or I paid for a business event, only to show up and find the people in charge wearing T-shirts and blue jeans." This is what he said. What difference does it make? Look, if you've got a guy or a gal, let's just look at a guy here as an example, because that's the best way I can communicate it as a male. You know, you can take a guy that doesn't know jack, a guy that's the biggest moron in the world, put him in a $5,000 suit, trim his hair and make him look nice and paint his teeth white or whatever, and you're still going to have a guy that doesn't know anything in a $5,000 suit. What difference does it make? If you've got the goods and you can deliver on the goods, then what difference does it make? And yet, it does make a difference in this crazy world of ours. And yet, being authentic, the people we admire the most in this world, or maybe I'm just speaking for myself, the people I admire the most in this world are the people that are most authentic. They are what they are. If you love them, great. If you don't love them, that's okay with them. They don't give a shit. Pardon my language now. Oh, I'm going a little bit too far. I said a bad word. Pardon my language here. I don't want to offend anybody unnecessarily, but I will tell you that you've got to be yourself. Be brave enough. Be bold enough. Be creative enough. Be confident enough to get to that place where your whole thing needs to be on delivering good value to the people you're trying to deliver good value to. And as long as you're doing that, then if they love you, great. If they don't love you, that's great too. You know, you've done your job. You're trying to deliver the highest quality value, whatever that means in your target market. You're trying to over-deliver, in fact. You're trying to give them the best you know how to give them. And then if that's not good enough for them, then that's their problem, not your problem. People are searching for something real in a phony world. In fact, I would say it's one of the greatest desires that people have these days with the internet and the way it's just the onslaught of marketing messages and people trying to hype it up and everybody's trying to get their money and stuff like that. And who can you trust? That's what people are always asking. Who can I trust? Who can I trust? They may not be saying that consciously, but really we don't trust anybody these days, and everybody is suspect, as they should be. And so we're looking for people that are authentic. So be that authentic person and forget about how you present everything. You know, a lot of these marketing messages, they don't want to offend anybody, but they don't end up attracting anybody either. They become homogenized. So they're not really making an impression, positive or negative. People are so worried about making a negative impression that they don't attract anybody. They're trying to get everybody and you get nobody. And so better to take a stand. Better to be who you are. Try to be somebody real in a phony world, because that's really what people want. My assistant Marilyn, very, 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 very smart woman. And so she starts telling me early on when I started working with her, she goes, "Oh, I'm just a simple girl from Minnesota." And I'm going, "Bullshit. You're not a simple, you're too smart. People that are smarter and women, I think, are more complicated than men anyway. But be that as it may, people of any real intelligence, they're complicated." And so she kept saying, "I'm just a simple girl from Minnesota." I'm going, "Oh, that's not true. That's not true." Well, I find out what she meant is she is who she is. She exemplifies what I'm trying to communicate here. What you see is what you get. That's what she's talking about. She's authentic. When she says simple, it doesn't mean simple-minded, because like all people of any intelligence, there's the higher degrees of complexity come with that intelligence. So it's not about being simple-minded. It's just about being who you are. That's what she was really talking about when she said, "Oh, I'm just a simple girl from Minnesota." And look, when it comes to marketing, you've got to make a stand. You've got to be different. There's a great book called The Purple Cow. You don't have to read that book to know what the premise is. If you're driving around the countryside, especially in this area, you see cows. No big deal. They're everywhere. Who cares? You try to separate one from all the rest. They're just a bunch of cows. But if all of a sudden in this herd of dozens of cows, you see a purple cow, wow. Now that's going to stand out. A purple cow. Whoa. What the hell is that? You crashed the car, man. If you see a purple cow, you just crashed the car. You want to be different, but you want to be different in ways that are important to your prospective buyers, and you want to be that person that's real in a phony world. And there's a great country western song. I went through my little phase by the band Sawyer Brown. I went through a country western phase back in the early 90s. I got it out of my system. But it's a great song. It just says some girls don't like boys like me. Some girls don't like boys like me, but some girls do. Some girls don't like boys like me, but some girls do. So look, I think that's just a great, be who you are. Be brave enough to be who you are. One of the nice things about getting older is once I got past 50, I got through some of this people-pleasing nonsense that I was going through in my 30s and 40s. I like to be liked. I want to please people, but really what I just try to do now is I just do my best. And then if people are happy with that, great. I love it. Because I'm delivering the best I can deliver at the given time. And if people don't like it, well, I've done my best. And that's all I can do. And that's all you can do. So, I hope something here has made a difference here. I hope you'll realize people are looking for something real in a phony world. Write that down. Memorize it. Be aware of it. And, hey, thanks for listening. If you're one of my clients, I appreciate you greatly. And I'm trying to do everything possible to teach you how to be more authentic in all of your marketing messages. If you're not one of my clients and you want to know more about what I'm doing, click on the link below. And bye for now.